This'll be the day that I die. Who sings that? This'll be the day that I die. Oh, bye, bye, Mr. American Pie. Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys, drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Oh, this'll be the day that I die. Y'all, my feet are swollen because they haven't had a break in a week. Taking my socks off. Oh, I got water in my eye. It is hot. My breeches are soaked. Whew, the back of my butt. Seriously. I've been sweating, and sweating. I need to get in the back. Yo, tell me why I was never expecting to have, like, nightmares last night like I did. I need a hairbrush. I don't know where it is. I ain't been able to find it in 2 days. I need to do laundry so bad. I don't have the money. I haven't even had the money to fucking eat in 2 days. Much less money for laundry. Or gas. I guess when I make it back to town, I'm gonna be broke down because I ain't got no gas. I ain't had none. As soon as I made my truck payment, I filled up, and that was all the gas I've had for a week. Just going in the same town from city to city, you spend still $250 a week. You have to keep it moving. You can't sit anywhere longer than an hour or two because the cops show up and they run you off. Businesses do not want you sitting in their driveways. Businesses like the tire place in front of me. If I roll up to the tire place and sit there for longer than 20 minutes, the cops will show up telling me to run off. That's the way it is when you live out of your car. So when you live out of your car, you can sit somewhere for an hour and then you got to move to a different parking lot. So if you were at Planet Fitness, after an hour, you got to leave Planet Fitness, go to Walmart. After you're there for an hour, you have to leave Walmart and go to KFC. After you're there for an hour, you got to leave KFC and go to Bojangles. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why you go through so much gas as a van lifer. People don't understand. I guess I need to break it down. That's why I'm saying this. That's why I'm saying this. Simply existing. Simply existing. You're going to go through... Where the fuck did this come from? I had to buy a whole new one of these because I couldn't find this 6 months ago. It's a cord for my iPhone, for my watch. I had to go buy a new one, which was $30. That was 6 months ago. I would like to stay and do more interviews, but I have that court case. I'm suing somebody, and they owe me money from where I worked a job for them. I worked at a restaurant bartending for 2 months and they never paid me. So because of that, financially, I've been suffering since then, January. Now YouTube, I don't know what's happened. They said they had an $800 check for me a month and a half ago. A month and a half ago. They said, hey, we got a donation check that came from people that gave you donations. I said, okay, lovely. How do I get it? They said, link your bank accounts. So I linked my bank account. Well, here we are 3 months later, and I still don't have the damn check. Now, it says that they owe me $2,600, but I have no way to get it. They have not told me how to get it. I set everything up, and I still have not got the money. There we go. I still haven't got the money months later. And at this point, I don't know what to do. I don't. I've been waiting for 3 months to be able to just live comfortably, be able to have enough money in the bank to be able to buy myself a meal or get gas when I need it. So I've started writing my hours down when I come on and start working, And then when I come off, there are days that I'm working 16 hours a day. It's just bullshit that they've done me like this, along with everybody else. I mean, get in fucking line. It's almost like they have a hit out on me. It's like, oh, we'll screw her over because we know everybody else has, and financially she's poor, so she can't do nothing about it. I don't even have the money to buy a fucking razor. It's been like this since Joe Biden got in office. 100%. When I got clean back in 2020, I never expected to be living out of a car and not be able to find a job because they're lying about the job market. Absolutely. We've been over and over it on this channel. I can't help that people are slow. There's absolutely a job shortage, and now it's even going to be worse because the people of Western North Carolina, all of them are out of work. All of them out of work. Those people that now don't have a home and don't have a job have got to go somewhere. It's also the first of the month, so my insurance is now due, along with, what else? There's something else. It's my insurance, which went up, and it doesn't make any sense. There's the only military helicopter I've seen all day, and that's the same one because it has a number on the bottom of it. There's been one military helicopter in and one military helicopter out. That's it. That is it. So this court case is from a restaurant that I worked at in January. As soon as I started, the sexual harassment started. At first, I didn't know they were sexually harassing me. I thought that they were just being nice to me because I had told the owners that I had no surviving family, that all of my family is dead, which is true. So I was just trying to relate to them because they have a family. So it was 2 daughters, a man and a wife. And I'm, kind of an innocent person when it comes to talking to people. I never thought that, there's my Cash App if you want to donate to my channel. But I never thought that these people were trafficking young girls. And they absolutely are. They absolutely are. And this is what the court case is over. This is what the court case is over. And they never paid me. I worked for 2.5 months. I was the best employee that they had. I was the only actual bartender. The bartenders that they had working there have never made drinks before. They told me, quote, make it look like a sex on the beach. I said, well, do you know what goes in that? They said, no, just make it look like one. I said, well, how do you know what color it is? Oh, we found a picture online. You didn't care to take a gander at the recipe while you were looking at the picture? This is why I have problems in the workplace, okay? Because I am a perfectionist, because there's no reason to be lazy. None whatsoever. You're already there. You already have the tools in your hand to make the drink. So why not put in the effort and make it the right way? Especially since these people are paying their hard-earned money to have a date night. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, I go in. They start sexually harassing me immediately. He says, do you need any money? I said, no, I don't want your money. The only money that I want is the money that I work for. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought that he was trying to be a nice boss. I've had other employers that asked me if I needed a cash advance on a paycheck. I told him no, that I didn't need the money. And then I went into work, and the first day was okay. There was like this passive aggressiveness in the air, this pettiness, and for those that don't know, I don't get involved in stuff like that. I don't have time for stuff like that. And I don't treat people like I've been treated, like I was treated at this restaurant. It's kind of like high school. That's the only way I can describe it. There's a lot of, the women have low self-esteem. They're suffering with identity issues. They don't know who they are. And that causes them to have a low self-worth, and then they come to work and they want to nitpick and be petty with other, employees, and it starts the drama, and then you got one that's stirring the pot, and then before you know it, you've got 5 or 6 girls trying to bully you because you love yourself, and you're not handing your body out to every Tom, Dick, and Harry walking into the bar, and you're not putting drugs and alcohol in your body to fill the holes in your soul. All right. I went through so much there. It's intense. So first day, everything was okay, but you could still feel the pettiness in there. So the second day was when the shit started hitting the fan. So I get into work, and I was going to be the daytime bartender. I was going to be working from like 12 lunch to like 7 o'clock at night, something like that. But for some reason, they wanted to train me on night shift. So this was like a Tuesday at freaking 7 o'clock. I roll up into work on my second day, and the bartender, I can notice that she gets visibly mad or like upset when she saw me walk in. I could see her whole demeanor change, and I'm like, what's going on with this kid? What is going on? Did nobody tell her that she was going to be training me? Apparently not. So then she's having a hissy fit, and for the life of me at the time, I genuinely thought that she was worried about making money. I thought that she was worried that she was going to have to split her tips with me, and that's why she was upset. Come to find out, I now know that she was worried that I was going to take her customers that she has sex with for money on the outside. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm walking in thinking I'm about to be bartending, helping the local community feed people and their children. And here I am, slowly but surely mixed up in bar drama because the prostitutes are worried that I'm going to take their job. Honey, I can promise you, if I was selling ass, it wouldn't be out of a damn restaurant. I had some in my eye. So anyways, the next thing that happened, so first of all, she was all in a hissy fit. It was a big old deal. The manager had to be texted, and finally they told her that she could go home or she could train me. So she stayed and trained me instead of going home and losing her job. Probably a smart idea. The next thing I remember is the female owner texted me, and she might have texted me the day before my second day. I feel like she did. And she was asking me all of these sexual questions. She's like, have you ever thought of OnlyFans? You should do OnlyFans. Da-da-da-da-da. OnlyFans. And I told her, I said, I want no part of OnlyFans. I want nothing to do with anything that is perverse like that. Here's the thing. You call yourself a Christian, but you're over here allowing people into your marriage. I'm sorry to tell you, baby. I'm sorry to tell you. That's not how Christianity works. So in your head, you might think that what you're doing is okay, but I can assure you that there is a big old book that says otherwise. Here's the thing, though. When you refuse to get involved in stuff like that, when you refuse to, it pisses people off, especially if they hired you with the sole purpose of using you. So she's talking about OnlyFans. She's asking me if I can find her a boyfriend, a boy toy. I'm like, what is she talking about? She's crazy. Lord, help her. She's off the rocker. I told her, I said, lady, I don't know where to find you a boy toy. I don't even have a boy toy myself. I said, this is where I'm at in life. I fought tooth and nail to get out of the stripping industry. I fought tooth and nail to get away from my abuser. I said, I'm not getting wrapped up with you and your husband. And matter of fact, y'all need to appreciate your marriage. Like, what happened to that bond and vow that you took? And of course, she's like talking poorly about her husband. She says that she doesn't even like him. Then why'd you marry him? She said that he's not good in bed, that he's small, that she likes black men, blah, 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 whatever. We've been over these text messages, by the way. They're all on this channel. At this point, I'm more than uncomfortable. At this point, I start to spiral. I've been triggered. My CPTSD is now leading me to a bar so that I can drink, because I can't handle the fact that I have to keep this job in order to keep my truck. I was just a fucking mess. I was. And then at the same time, I'm working at a winery. Oh, God. Where I'm in a codependent relationship with the female owner of the winery. Nothing sexual, but more like a mother-daughter situation. That's a whole nother story. So, as I'm trying to deal with being sexually harassed at a restaurant, I also have my other boss who is abusing me, you know? And it's just like, how do I get wrapped up with people that treat people like this? I have my whole life. That's the main reason that I'm homeless right now. Is because I got wrapped up with people like that. I mean, at least now, the past, year, I've gotten to where I run from people. I really do. I physically, if you even say anything that don't even sound healthy, I am literally turning around and running from you. I have several times. I don't care. I don't care that I look crazy. At least I'm saving myself. I talked to one guy that said he was in a motorcycle gang, part of the Pagans. As soon as he sounded like Harry Potter, he started talking like damn Harry Potter. I had to go. I got to go. You are living in a fantasy world. You're not even in reality, and you don't even understand what you're saying right now. You said you were part of a brotherhood motorcycle gang. I heard organized crime. So I guess people feel differently about different things. But when I find out stuff like that, I have to go. And I needed this job back in January to pay my bills. Then this lady starts coming in, asking me if she's wearing undergarments. And I'm just like, what is going on here? I was so uncomfortable. I really didn't know what to say. And at this point, I feel obligated to respond because I work for her. They own the restaurant that I work for. They know exactly what they were doing. I'm not the only one. Every girl that comes in there, they make prostitute. I'm just the first one to say, whoa, wait a minute. Y'all are crazy. It ain't happening. The majority of women that have walked in there have fell into prostitution. It's just a reality. And I've had 4 girls contact me since this started. And you best believe that I'm going to get back to you when my case is handled. But I have to handle my case first. And as you can see, I am barely making it day to day, just having gas and food. So I'm going to get back to you. But I've got to take time for me to handle this situation. I'm still not completely over what was done to me there. Then they start asking me if I'll fly to New Orleans with them. And I came up with an excuse. I said, I'm busy with school stuff right now. I can't. And I actually was. I was doing my end of semester testing. And so it was a half lie. It was like a white lie. I said, I just had testing. I've got to pick out classes for fall. And I don't remember exactly, but I blew her off when she asked if I would fly to New Orleans with them. There was so many drugs going on in the restaurant that it made me dread going to work, knowing that I was going to have to be around people that were high, strung out, halfway bent over like a damn pretzel on the damn kitchen floor. If I knew that I was going to have to deal with all of that, I would have never took that job there. They never paid me. And they still haven't. And I bet even winning a damn $10,000 judgment against them, I'm sure it's still going to be hard to get my money, because they're crooked. Everything that we found out about them is so crooked. They've done this every state they go to. They set up shop. They open up multiple LLCs, and then they start coercing young girls to sleep with them. And then after the young girls sleep with them, they let all their friends show up to sleep with them. There were guys coming into the bar when I was working there back in January, and they were telling me how much they paid to sleep with each girl. And here's the thing about that I noticed. If they thought that they had a chance with you, they would actually tip you. But if they didn't, if you made it clear that you were not trying to see anybody in that manner and that you were not going home with them and that you don't do that shit, then they don't even leave you a tip for the food that they ordered. So they blacklist you, just like strip clubs. Like I told y'all, I can go to a strip club and strip, but the moment that the guys find out that I'm not a prostitute, the moment I stop making money, because I refuse to put out. They make your life a living hell when you, and that's what I'm saying, that people don't understand about strip clubs. They're all brothels now. All of them. We've been to them all. We've been to them all on this channel. We've been to them all. I've probably danced at over 200 clubs throughout the United States. 200 clubs throughout the United States, from Florida to Washington to California to freaking Washington, D.C. Like, we've been everywhere. And even since I've had this channel in the past year, we've been to damn 10 to 30 of them. It's not worth it. It changed. There's no money in it anymore. Not unless you're a hooker. And I'm not judging the girls that are trapped in there. I'm just saying that you are never going to be free until you get out of that environment. It is the devil. Strip clubs are evil. Some girl left a comment. It's like, oh, I've been dancing for... I'm like, all right. You know what kills me is that when girls say this, I'm like, especially if they're a baby stripper, if they just started stripping, I'm like, oh yeah, she's a hooker. Because I've been to the clubs. I've been to Tootsie's. I've been to Booty Trap. I've been to fucking, everywhere that you can think of that is nice. Headlights and fucking